With Marvel's next installment in the Avengers storyline introducing us to the Mad Titan Thanos, many may find it addicting to learn more about this iconic comic book character. But is he as bad as people say he is? Over several decades, Thanos has not only found himself being an enemy to the entire Marvel universe, but has also become an unlikely ally at times. Sit back, relax, and let's explore the worst and the best things that Thanos has done. Want to be notified of when new and enticing CBR content is uploaded? Then be sure to hit that subscribe button.
Avengers! You rejected my offer. I shall not spare your world.
Thanos leads the Avengers. During the recent comic book issues, Thanos was met with the task of dealing with a god-killing disease inflicted upon him by his former lover, Mistress Death. Due to this ordeal, Thanos had to find a way to obtain his mighty power, but had a few trials along the way. His journey eventually led him to the God Quarry, a place guarded by the Witches of Infinity, where one can acquire great power if they pass the witch's trial. And that's a big if. Now, if you were wondering if you heard that correctly, yes, Thanos did indeed lead the Avengers. As Abomination was attacking the city, Thanos charged in with the iconic Avengers Assemble call, and he makes quick work of Abomination while making it clear that he doesn't like those who hurt his friends. At first, Thanos felt like everything wasn't out of the ordinary, and that he really was the leader of the Avengers. The scenario was meant to convince Thanos that he could live a life of peace and prosperity, rather than one full of chaos and death. However, he then realized that being a superhero was not what he was meant to be, and, well, decimated the Avengers in cold blood. Although this heroic Thanos was short-lived, he sure did some good, so we'll give credit where it's due.
But return to me again empty-handed, and I will bathe the starways in your blood.
Thanos murders his mother. Do you remember being a little kid and hating your parents for not buying your favorite toy or getting your favorite food? Well, let's just say that Thanos took that hate to a literal new level. When Thanos was first born, his mother tried to kill him as soon as she laid eyes on him, claiming that he had death in his eyes. Far before Thanos ever obtained the Cosmic Cube, faced the Avengers, or crafted the insanely powerful Infinity Gauntlet, Thanos underwent the challenge to discover what his purpose in life was. In Thanos Rising, we are met with Thanos' childhood, which portrayed him as an intelligent youth with high potential, but was misunderstood due to his bizarre appearance. Since he was young, Mistress Death was always there to shape him into what he would become, a killing machine with no remorse. This led Thanos to go from killing animals for experimentation to his own classmates and eventually his own mother. However, this bloodshed did not stop on Saturn's moon Titan, as Thanos would cruise the cosmos to perform vastly more atrocious acts before encountering the Avengers. Whenever you get mad at someone, just don't get twisted thoughts like Thanos.
I gave you one chance. You will not get another. We do not need one.
Thanos helps the heroes. Ever heard of the phrase, "the enemy of my enemy is my friend"? Well, that was heavily explored in Jim Starlin's epic Infinity Finale issue, as one of the most powerful villains within the Marvel Universe, Annihilus, had obtained powers so great he was able to wipe out the entire celestial race and even the Devourer of Worlds, Galactus. Thanos realized that not only was the universe at stake, but his relationship to Mistress Death as well. Thanos had no other choice but to seek the help of not only the Avengers, but other villains such as Doctor Doom, the treacherous Loki, and even Venom. The situation was so dire that some of the most cunning villains had to accept working alongside Thanos to defeat a far greater threat. The proposed plan by Thanos was to use Nightcrawler, a teleporting mutant, to reach Annihilus' ship and shut down his weapons so that his plan for universal genocide was stopped. Unfortunately, the plan backfired, and the group had no choice but to fight to their last breath. Annihilus went to town as he pulverized Thor, the Silver Surfer, Gladiator, and other powerful heroes and villains, until only he and Thanos the Mad Titan survived to witness the end of the reality he had tried to protect.
Such power to create and to destroy.
Thanos abandons his son. Remember that we mentioned Thanos going into the God Quarry to obtain his power and purge his disease? Well, that was to give him a fighting chance against his son, Thane, who obtained the insane power of the Phoenix Force. Mistress Death herself planned this all along. She made sure to coax Thane with her feminine charm for him to finish the job. During their battle, Thanos made it clear he regretted allowing Thane to be born. Hell, he even wished to rip him out from the womb. As their battle was becoming so intense entire planets turned to rubble, Thane was eventually defeated by the Phoenix Force abandoning him. This allowed Thanos to finish the fight by giving his son a very thorough and quite violent lesson. Once Thanos obtained his iconic helmet, he dropped Thane into the God Quarry, confident that he would never be able to overcome the trials he had and remained trapped there forever. As Thane was being consumed by the God Quarry, he wailed and cried for his father to forgive him, while all Thanos did was grin and say that his son was nothing but an embarrassment. Talk about tough parenting. Still, this is pale in comparison to what he did to his other children.
Prepare to bow before me. What?
Thanos defeats his clones. During Infinity Finale, Thor Odinson mentioned that although Thanos was a troubling being to fight against, he also proved to be a valuable ally on numerous occasions. During Infinity Abyss, Thanos had created several clones of himself, known as the Thanosi. Many of them had the abilities of other Marvel characters. For instance, one had the super strength of the Hulk, one had Iron Man-esque armor, and another was well-versed in the mystic arts like Doctor Strange. After the heroes helped defeat many of these doppelgangers, they encountered Omega Thanosi, the strongest of them all. This is not a hyperbole, since he was stated to be twice as powerful as Galactus himself. This clone was so unstable and such an imminent threat that Thanos sought the help of Spider-Man, Doctor Strange, and Adam Warlock to help defeat him. Ironically enough, Thanos sought to eradicate all the life in the universe, but helped save it by defeating Omega Thanosi and the clones which he thought of as failures. Within a story, the villain helping the heroes in defeating a greater threat is not commonly explored, but very refreshing to see. Question is, will we ever get to see Thanos help the heroes on the big screen? Time will tell if the Marvel Cinematic Universe will take the path to show another side of Thanos' character.
Finally.
Thanos' murderous hunger. Although Thanos had a very harsh punishment in mind for Thane, he had other things in mind for his other children and his homeworld. As previously mentioned, Thanos' quest for bloodshed did not end on Titan, as his travels sprouted love interests and his bloodline to be spread. Thanos tried to live as a regular person and raise a family to avoid his killing nature, until he realized it bored him and was not his calling. In order to seek her sweet embrace, Thanos declared to Death that he would do anything for her to become his bride. One of those things was, well, to kill all of his former wives and children, which Thanos did without regret nor hesitation. He went to countless worlds to carry out the dirty deed, and did not stop there as he set his sights on Titan, the place of his birth. Once he was in orbit, he decimated the surface of the planet and murdered its entire population by himself. He even tortured his father, going as far as letting him remain alive so he would remain on Titan amongst the dead and watch his son defile the cosmos. Surprisingly enough, this is still not the most evil thing Thanos has done.
Thanos is invincible.
Thanos saves the universe. Prior to the events of the Infinity Finale, Thanos was met with the task to help Adam Warlock become accustomed to his newfound nigh-omnipotent powers. As a new Marvel universe was coming to fruition, the concepts would be changed around like silly putty. For instance, Adam Warlock had inadvertently created a reality where there was a never-ending loop of resurrection and death, never allowing a person to truly die. Eternity, the embodiment of all that there is in the universe, begged for the help of Thanos to set things right. Even though Thanos has caused the deaths of millions and had defeated Eternity in the Infinity Gauntlet storyline, he had a change of heart and alongside Adam Warlock defeated their own twisted realities to restore the universe. Fortunately, during Infinity Finale, he came to an agreement with the supreme god of the Marvel Universe, the one above all, to help guide Adam Warlock on how to control his powers as the new living tribunal of his reality. He even put an end to Annihilus' schemes as he squashed him like a bug, literally. Although Thanos has done many, and we mean many, twisted things, at least he's saved the universe, if not the entire Marvel multiverse, on more than one occasion. Maybe he isn't as bad as we think he is. Nah, he's pretty bad.
Kinda hard to be sarcastic about the end of the world.
Thanos kills half the universe. Thanos has endangered the universe about as many times as he's saved it, and his victory during the Infinity Gauntlet storyline was technically set in stone. After Thanos was able to obtain the Infinity Gems, which allowed him to control the concepts of reality, time, space, the soul, the mind, and even power, he constructed the mighty Infinity Gauntlet, one of the most powerful artifacts within the Marvel Universe. With it, he single-handedly and casually defeated the entire abstract hierarchy, like the Celestials, Galactus, Infinity, and even Eternity. And this was all to please Mistress Death. His bloodshed and chaos throughout the cosmos came to this one moment where he would finally win her love. As Gamora said in the Infinity War trailer, Thanos had one goal: to wipe out half the universe with a snap of his fingers. Thanos accomplished just that in the Infinity Gauntlet storyline. Thanos did eventually lose and even helped the heroes wrest the Infinity Gauntlet from his daughter Nebula. Curiously enough, however, it was revealed by Adam Warlock that Thanos willed himself to lose because he truly didn't want to kill everything and win in the end. Maybe the Mad Titan truly isn't so heartless after all. At least, so one would think.
Touch me, and the only thing you're gonna feel is a broken jaw.
Thanos saves Gamora's life. Although Thanos isn't exactly a role model, nor the perfect father, he had the heart to adopt Gamora. Shockingly enough, the circumstances in which he adopted Gamora in the cinematic universe and the actual comic books were different. Thanos raised and trained her to become strong and one of the most feared assassins in the universe. Arguably, Gamora had the closest daughter-father bond with Thanos, and that is mostly due to Thanos not abandoning her at a young age like he did with his other children. He even gave her the illusion of a family life he never truly had. He celebrated Christmas by gifting her a doll, and even took her out to a lagoon to check out dolphins. Unfortunately, even with the brighter childhood Gamora had in comparison to her siblings, she still turned against Thanos to prevent his conquest to kill everything in the universe. The question does rise though, will we get to see Gamora's childhood and training that she endured with Thanos in a lighthearted way like in the classic comics, or will it be grim? Well, giving Infinity War a watch should answer that. Thanos would be quite envious that someone who isn't Thanos' own flesh and blood had a better relationship with Thanos than he ever did.
Rage, fury, give in to them.
Thanos wins. What were to happen if Thanos stopped subconsciously preventing his own victory and finally won? The recently concluded Thanos comic book run, written by Donny Cates, explored a future world where Thanos grew stronger and defeated not only the X-Men, the Avengers, Maestro Hulk, and Old King Thor. He killed Namor and fed him to the sharks. He tore Tony Stark in half, and he even forced the Hulk to be his pet for millions of years. Thanos even fed him the remains of the Earth's heroes like Captain America. However, this brutal victory was just the start of the world where he would become King Thanos. Galactus, the Devourer of Worlds, was on a quest to end Thanos' reign, until Thanos literally decapitated him in one hit and turned Galactus' former Ghost Rider Herald into his own right-hand man. Thanos became so powerful, he also defeated the entire abstract hierarchy. The Celestials, Infinity, Eternity, and even the Living Tribunal himself, who previously was powerful enough to shut down the powers of the Infinity Gauntlet, were all killed by Thanos. Even though Thanos had finally won, he was unable to enjoy it, since his love, Mistress Death, was not at his side. Regardless, this is by far the evilest thing Thanos has done, as he killed virtually everyone in the Marvel Universe. So, which of these deeds surprised you the most? Are Thanos' hellish acts justified? Is he as bad as people say he is? Please let us know in the comment section below, and subscribe to CBR for more exciting comic book related content. Thanks!